Hey, what's good? I'm professional shooting coach Colin Castella, and today I'm going to teach you one thing that you definitely don't want to do on your jump shot that you probably are already doing. All right, now the thing about shooting is there's a ton of shooting myths out there. So today what I wanted to do is bust one of the biggest ones, and a lot of times it can help you instantly increase your shooting percentage because of it. But before we jump into it, click the top link in the description down below and get free instant access to my quick draw shooting workout. This is a free shooting workout that I put together for you to help you get a faster jump shot and a more consistent jump shot, because a lot of times players can't make shots in games because it's just not fast enough, right? So get a free access to quick draw down below. Now, when we're thinking about shooting myths, what we're gonna talk about today is lift, right? And lift basically is how high you're gonna jump on your jump shot. Now, there's this kind of old myth that says you've gotta jump as high as you possibly can when you shoot. So a lot of times I'll see younger players in the gym, they're getting their reps in, they're getting passes from their friend, and they're trying to launch as high as they can into their shot, right? You can think about it like maybe like Russell Westbrook on his jump shot, where he's trying to lift as high as he possibly can into it. Now, the problem is, if you lift as high as you possibly can on your jumper, most of the time, you're not gonna be able to get the consistency and the range, right? It's kind of counterintuitive. You think, hey, I jump higher, I'm gonna be able to shoot the bar farther. But it doesn't really work like that. If you watch most of the players that struggle from the three-point line, many times it's because they're jumping too high, they're losing that power, they're losing that momentum. Now think about some of the guys that can shoot from really far out, right? The Steph Currys, the Trae Youngs of the world, maybe guys like Ja Morant in this year's draft class. Most of them don't jump very high. Some of them only jump a few inches off of the ground, right? So your jump height has nothing to do with the power that you can generate into the basketball. Now here's why. It all comes back to what we call flow, right? Flow is basically the fluidity of the basketball through your body and putting that momentum from your body into the basketball. So if you watch a guy like Trae Young or a guy like Steph Curry, when they jump, they don't jump very high, but their set point timing is where the ball's here, while their legs are almost completely straight, or they are completely straight. So as soon as their body leaves the ground, all that momentum comes through their body and into the basketball, right? Now, if you think about a guy like Russell Westbrook instead, when he's getting ready to shoot, he jumps as high as he can. The ball has to pause here for a second as his body lifts off the ground. And then as he's in the air, he's throwing it towards the hoop, right? And because of that, he doesn't have flow. He disrupts the flow momentum through his body. And because of that, it makes it a lot harder to shoot, right? So most of the time, if you're jumping too high on your jump shot, you're gonna miss a ton of shots short. Now, what's interesting is a lot of players aren't self-aware enough to realize this. They just think, hey, I'm just gonna get my reps in, I'm gonna go do my workout, and they just jump as high as they can, Now, this is bad for two reasons. Number one, it's bad because you get tired a lot faster, right? If you're gonna try to shoot 200 jumpers, but you're jumping as high as you can, that's gonna be absolutely exhausting. It's gonna be hard to get good repeatable reps that you can actually use in a game, right? Same thing in a game. As it goes on to the third and the fourth quarter and you get more tired, it's gonna be a lot harder to make shots. So by not jumping as high, A, you can get better reps that actually translate into games, and B, those reps are gonna translate longer in the third and the fourth quarter when you start to get tired, right? So something super interesting to keep in mind is not only, can you make more shots, but they're gonna be more sustainable over the long run. Now, the other piece that you wanna think about on these is a lot of times players think, hey, if I don't jump as high as I possibly can, I'm gonna get blocked every time, right? I'm gonna get blocked. But it doesn't really work like that, right? The guys like Steph Curry, Trae Young, they very rarely get blocked, and it's all because of their quick shot preparation and the quick pop from their feet. So let me explain. If I'm getting ready to shoot, whether it's off of a pass or off of a dribble, the speed and being able to shoot over defenders doesn't come from my lift. It comes from my ability to drop to my shooting position and get from here to here as fast as I can, right? Getting from loaded to up as quick as I can. What most players do is they make a huge mistake is they catch the ball and they go kind of into this slow wind up where they go here and they kind of do a slow motion into all of it, right? If we can do quick, fast, poppy movements, it's gonna be a lot better. You're gonna get a lot more spring and more pop, and that's what's gonna get your shots off on taller, longer players, not lifting over them, right? It's kind of a bit of a myth that you can lift over players to get your jump shot, because you can still get it off with a nice little lift. All right, so now I got a drill that's gonna help you kind of master this low lift, but still keep your shot fast enough to get it off against defenders. So I call these quick spring threes. So you're gonna start back behind the three-point line. I'm gonna start kind of around the NBA range. Depending on your age and your skill level, you can even do these closer. You can do them at 15 feet, you can do them as form shooting, you can scoot them all the way back out to pro range. No matter where you're at, these are great, right? So all we're gonna do is we're gonna load the ball right here by my hip, my shooting hip, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get quick springs as I'm coming down to the line. Now the whole key here is I'm not trying to jump as high as I can on each one. I'm just trying to use my calves, stay on the balls of my feet, keeping my legs a little straight, but absorbing that shock, right? So on each one as I'm coming up, I'm going spring, spring, spring. Then I'm getting a quick drop down, keeping my heels off of the ground and loading into my shot. I'm gonna get my own rebound, come back out to the three-point line, same thing, right? I want to work all the way around the three-point line, getting different shots at different spots. All right, now this video is fantastic, but if you really want to get those in-game reps that are going to translate to a much faster and more consistent jump shot, click the top link in the description down below to get free instant access to the quick draw shooting workout. I promise you, you're not going to want to miss it. And if you're new to Shotmechanics, hammer that subscription button and then head to the comment section down below and let us know what sort of video you want to see next. This is a channel for the people, by the people, and I run pretty much everything off a request, so leave it down below and hopefully we'll be able to get to it. And if you've already been a member of the Splash Army, thank you so much for coming back and watching another video. Click that like button and then head to the comment section because we love your suggestions. Got to leave them down below. All right, again, I'm Coach Colin with Shotmechanics Basketball. Thanks for watching, and until next time, splash on.